Welcome back to ciLiving. Before the break, Rebecca Strom showed us how to make some magnets out of perler beads, and now she's brought some new releases available at the Mahomet Public Library. So what do you have here?
So I just brought in, like you said, some hot new releases. These were all released in the last couple of weeks. So I've got everything from adult books to picture books. This first one here is an adult fiction novel. It's called The Love Fix by Jill Shalvis, and it follows an overachieving art appraiser named Lexi. She's returning to her hometown of Sunrise Cove, where the last time she was there, she kind of left off not on great terms with both her stepsister and her former childhood best friend slash crush. And so there's some complicated relationships that she's returning home to, and she has to kind of go on this journey of self-discovery while also dealing with the death of her mother. So it's a really touching novel that explores a lot about family, about love, and rebuilding relationships over time.
Nice. And then what about this next one?
The second one is a young adult novel called Eliza from Scratch by Sophia Lee, and it is centered around a high school senior named Eliza, who's pretty sure that her last year of high school is going to be perfect. She's got everything planned out, but then a scheduling conflict means that she's enrolled in a culinary arts class, and she's not a good cook. So she kind of forms this rivalry with another student who's a really good cook, and then sparks kind of fly, and there's a little bit of romance, and she has to figure out how she's going to be a really good cook so that she doesn't mess up her grades and all of her plans. It's a really sweet kind of romantic comedy kind of thing. Great for those teens who like a little bit of romance in their stories.
That sounds like a really cute book that I feel like is probably relatable to a lot of what teens are actually going through in school with scheduling and crushes and all that stuff.
Very sweet.
And then this one?
So the third one is a graphic novel, which are hugely popular at our library. It's called The League of Littles by Casey Lyle. And this book features the League of Littles, which is an international organization that supports the needs of youngest siblings.
Oh, funny.
So this band of youngest siblings are taking on this case of a little sibling who has lost their older sibling's pet hamster. And they have to find it before the big siblings figure out what's happened. So it's a really funny, really charming story that will really resonate with anybody who has younger siblings or older siblings, and as a middle child, I really understand both sides.
Exactly.
So it's really funny, really sweet.
That's really cute. And then what about this last one?
The last one is a new picture book by one of my favorite picture book authors, Julie Flett. It's called My Friend May, and it's a sweet little book about a little girl and her best friend, May, who is also a cat. And one day, Margot can't find May, and they search everywhere. She searches everywhere with her aunt, who is actually moving to the city, and there is a happy ending. No worries for all of our animal lovers. Everything turns out okay, but we find out that May has actually been on a really big adventure, and it's just a very sweet story with some great illustrations, so perfect for those cat lovers in your life.
Very nice. And you also, in addition to all of these new releases, have some events coming up at the library. One with the perler beads that we just talked about last segment.
Some perler beads. They're really popular with our teens at the library, so we're doing a teen after-hours craft night with perler bead magnets on July 11th from 5:30 to 7. Registration is required, but there are spots available. We'll provide pizza at that event, so it's a lot of fun. And then we've also got a Pokemon party for any Pokemon fans.
Okay.
On July 19th from 1 to 3 p.m. It's for all ages. We'll have crafts and activities set up around the library. And then lastly, we've got a DIY skincare program for adults where you'll learn how to make lip balm, sugar scrub, and after sun spray.
Oh, wow.
It's July 22nd from 7 to 8 p.m. That is for adults. Registration is required, but again, we do have some spots available for that. So.
And all of the supplies are included for all of the events?
Everything we do at the library, everything is provided, everything is free. We really try to keep it open and accessible to everybody. You don't even have to have a library card with us to participate. So.
See, you read my mind. You already answered my next question. Do you need a library card? The answer is no, so check out those events.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here, Rebecca, and for sharing book recommendations, sharing crafts, and telling us all about the Mahomet Library event.
Thank you so much for having me back.